find a bacha for my bruise. Conquer the streets with the play. If I handle this your body, if you put me for palava, what can they make? Join us at this very important annual meeting that we hold every year. And I encourage all of us to meeting. We seek everybody's active participation in this meeting. We welcome also some special, I want to call them special guests because they are very special to our president. If he is here, he will speak about them from the beginning to the end. The students who are here. Some of them are not student members, but they like what to do at SF. And each time we invite them to our program, they always make our time to come. So we have in our midst students from Nigerian Institute of Journalism. You can stand up and our students from Nigerian Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research. We have, before I go ahead, I want to also mention that one of the students from Nigerian Institute of Journalism actually came here with his 8-year-old daughter, who is very, very interested in conservation. They are actually reciting to me 1 minute recitation she's put up for NCF and conservation, and charging everybody to be part of conservation. So why is that our special? Yes, this is everybody that everybody see you. have a club, and this 80-year-old is their member. So she's a VIP at this event today. Then we have, so if the meeting will permit, at the end when we finish, maybe we can get out a 1-minute presentation. We have the Living Green Club at Atlantic University. I didn't know that. University of Lagos Urban and Regional Planning Development, University of Lagos Geology Department. They are here. Welcome. University of Lagos State Management Department. Welcome. ACI members, Yaba College of Technology chapter. Are they here? Okay, we're still expecting them. National Association of Zoology and Environmental Biology, Lagos State University. Lagos Anglican Girls Grammar School. Welcome. Ukwaja Senior Secondary School. We welcome those who have joined us online. Some of our NEC members are joining online. We also recognize and acknowledge their presence, and we are also expecting more of them to join this meeting. So, as you know, the meeting is scheduled for 12 noon, and it's a few minutes after 12. So, we're going to take the national anthem and the opening prayer, and I will now hand the mic over to the chairman of the meeting and the proceedings. So, please, let's take the national anthem. I will request to please stand up for the national anthem. Let's keep standing for the prayer for the earth. We'll recite it together. We take it together. All powerful God, you are present in the whole universe and the smallest of your creatures. You embrace with your tenderness all that exists. Pour out upon us the power of your love, that we may protect life and beauty. Lead us in peace, that we may live as brothers and sisters, harming no one. O God of the poor, help us to rescue the abandoned so precious in your apologies, I forgot to recognize the presence of our corporate members and the auditors. We welcome our auditors who are presenting our audited financial statements today. Mrs. Deloitte, who are here today, you're welcome. Please, if there are any representatives of our corporate members here present, please could you stand up for recognition? Okay, I guess maybe they're still on their way. Okay, Polaris Bank. So we are also expecting other corporate members to. Okay, sorry? I didn't get that. Don't join. You're welcome. So on that note, I would want to hand over the mic to the chairman of the AGM to direct the proceedings on the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you very much indeed. Good afternoon once again, everyone, and I welcome us all warmly to the annual general meeting of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. This is our 36th meeting, which means that we have been in existence for over 36 years. I thank you all for being here, for making time to be here, so that we go straight into the business. I don't want to dwell too much on protocol, except to apologize for the absence of our president, Isioma Asiedu. The business development manager said when he was welcoming us, he has always been present at each annual general meeting. He turned 90 last year and is now 91. And you know what it is to be 91. It's not an easy thing. And he would have loved to be here, but because of his age and the advice of his medical team, that's why he's not here. He extends his apologies and wishes us well in this meeting. So once again, welcome to everyone. Very quickly, I'll just welcome the council members. I see all council members arriving, and one of our trustees just came in. Mr. Sonari, you're welcome. Mr. Koye, also, you're welcome. I'd like to welcome the council members who are online. Mr. Jenko, I think he's, I don't know what part of the world he's joining from, but we welcome him. And Mr. Femi Agbaji also, I understand, is online. I welcome all our fellows. I welcome all our fellows and all members, auditors, youth, all our students, and fellow partners in conservation. I welcome us all. So we'll go to the formal meeting. I have great pleasure in declaring the 36th annual general meeting of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation open, having been informed that a quorum has been formed. So before I call upon the secretaries to read the notice convening the meeting, I would like to request all members to kindly make use of the microphones when you wish to second a motion or raise a point. And before speaking, please state your name and your organization. I'll now call upon the secretary to read the notice convening the meeting. Our secretary. Incidentally, the DG.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Notice of the 36th Annual General Meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 36th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation will hold at the Lekki Conservation Center on Thursday, 10th July 2025 at 12 noon to transact the following businesses. 1. To receive and consider the reports of the National Executive Council, the audited financial statements, and the auditor's report for the year ended 31st December 2024. 2. To reappoint the auditors. 3. To conduct any other business that may be properly transacted at an AGM. dated this day, Tuesday, 6th June 2025, signed on behalf of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Joseph Onoja, the Director General. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, our DG and Mr. Secretary. Thank you. So I'll take the welcome address of the President, and I think I would like to stand to take the address on the podium. The welcome address of the President of NCF is your Mapisi Asudu, CFRCON. Members of the Board of Trustees, National Executive Council, and corporate and individual members of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, youth and students. I am delighted to welcome you all to the 36th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Today presents an important opportunity for us to reflect on our collective journey, celebrate our achievements, and reaffirm our unwavering commitment to building a Nigeria where people prosper while living in harmony with nature. At this meeting, we will review the reports of the activities of the Foundation and receive and approve the audited financial statements for the year 2024. In the year under review, we faced a rapidly changing environment, from the impacts of climate change, habitat degradation, biodiversity loss, to the economic and societal pressures that test our resilience. Yet, amidst these challenges, NCF stood firm, driven by a clear vision and a dedicated community of supporters, partners, staff, and volunteers. I extend my deepest gratitude to every one of you who has been part of this journey. The Board of Trustees, the NEC members, our dedicated staff, passionate volunteers, generous donors. I'm looking in one direction. She's not looking at me. Generous donors, Chevron, and committed partners. Your passion and steadfast support have been pivotal to the strides we recorded in 2024 across our key pillars of intervention: Green Recovery Nigeria, species conservation, climate change, and partnerships. The year started out well with the implementation of the Foundation's programs and projects. Prominent among them is the hosting of the 22nd edition of the Chief S.L.A.Du Memorial Lecture, the Foundation's flagship advocacy tool. The discussion on carbon credits, opportunities, and pitfalls was timely and helped set the tone for the Foundation's activities in 2024. 2 PhD students were awarded research grants to intensify their work and come up with solutions that better protect the environment. For this, we are thankful to the S.L.A.Du family, of which I happen to be a part, and Chevron Nigeria Limited. Through the Green Recovery Nigeria program, we continue to drive national reforestation efforts, restoring degraded landscapes, and giving life to new hope. In 2024 alone, we planted 184,000 trees across various ecosystems, reaffirming our goal of restoring Nigeria's forest cover to 25% by 2047. Beyond planting trees, we also paid attention to the need of the host communities on a per-need basis. As we carried out restoration projects, we provided support to the local communities. In some places, it was provision of water. In others, livelihood support to help improve the living conditions of these communities. The borehole installation in Majakura, Yobe State, stands out as a profound symbol of our impact, restoring both landscapes and livelihoods in one of Nigeria's most climate vulnerable communities. Under the species conservation, we expanded our conservation efforts to protect Nigeria's most threatened species, from supporting cross-river gorilla research scholarships at the University of Calabar, down south to the protection of wildcats through the Kanji Lake National Park project up NCF has been at the forefront of safeguarding our unique biodiversity. With regards to climate change, we amplified our voice globally and nationally. Our participation at COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, and our grassroots engagements like the Badron Climate Caravan Walk and Oshu Climate Awareness Walk show that NCF is influencing climate action from the community level to the global stage. More than ever before, the importance of partnerships cannot be overemphasized. Through the support of international and local donors, we were able to achieve the initiatives under our strategic action plan. We also embarked on strategic capacity building programs that empowered over 11,000 beneficiaries, facilitated the creation of 7,500 direct and indirect green jobs, and established 42 new conservation clubs. This year, through diverse livelihood and skill-building initiatives, we helped communities transition from dependency to resilience, forging stronger pathways to sustainable development. Unfortunately, however, we are still far from achieving our main targets, making NCF a mass membership organization with millions of members and not just a few thousand. Achieving 25% reforestation of Nigeria as pledged by the federal government in the 1980s, including the Great Green Wall against the Sahara, about 250 kilometers. Replicating LCC, that's the Lekki Conservation Center, in all the states, starting with the FCT Abuja, with whom discussions are far advanced. Restoration of starting regional branches of NCF, multiplying several times over nature conservation clubs throughout Nigeria, motivating every state to demand the utilization to good account its allocation of the ecology funds. As we gather today, I urge us to recognize that the challenges ahead are still immense. However, I am confident that together, through innovation, collaboration, and relentless dedication, we can confront these challenges and secure a healthier planet for generations to come. Let us continue to be champions for nature, advocates for conservation, and builders of a sustainable Nigeria. Thank you all for your unwavering support. Thank you for believing in our mission. Together, we shall achieve even greater heights. On behalf of the President, I've read this speech. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next speech is supposed to be mine. I'll abridge because I'm sure you're already tired of hearing my voice, so that I don't bore you. The speech is in the report, and we'll take it as read. So this is a report of the National Executive Council by myself, Honorable Justice Adebi, on behalf of the National Executive Council. So the protocol is as stated and as earlier stated. So it gives me great pleasure to warmly welcome you all on behalf of the National Executive Council of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation to the 36th Annual General Meeting. And today is another important day for stocktaking in our continued efforts towards driving our shared mission to protect Nigeria's rich biodiversity and promote sustainable development. Where we are and all that we've been able to achieve to 2024, I've already stated in the President's speech. I think going forward for us, what we need to know as attendees and members in this conservation space, particularly Nigerian Conservation Foundation, is to know that the foundation continues to forge ahead in the protection of the environment. The financial health of the foundation remains stable and strong. Thanks to prudent management and increasing support from partners, we have diversified our funding base and maintained transparency and accountability in all our operations. All monies entrusted to us have been used judicially and judiciously to advance our conservation goals. And when our auditors present our accounts, I hope they'll be able to confirm this for all of us to be rest assured. Yet, our journey was not without challenges. Illegal logging, climate change, limited funding for conservation activities, and community pressures continue to test our resolve. However, these challenges have only strengthened our determination. We responded by forging new partnerships, adopting technology-driven solutions for restoration monitoring, and expanding our advocacy for nature-based solutions at every opportunity. Looking to the future, we are filled with renewed hope and purpose. Please don't confuse us with the renewed hope agenda. That is not our agenda. So in 2024, the NCF leadership, guided by an experienced consultant, developed the new strategic plan. So we have a new strategic plan for 2025 to 2030. The new strategic plan is designed to provide strategic direction and properly position the foundation as a leading conservation organization, not only in Nigeria, but in Africa. Our focus will be scaling up conservation actions, deepening our influence in policy advocacy, strengthening the link between sustainability and community livelihoods, and building the next generation of conservation champions. As we celebrate our successes today, I wish to call on all our friends, our partners, which you all are, our supporters, to renew their commitment to conservation. The path of conservation demands collective, consistent action. Let us continue to work together to build a future where development and conservation go hand in hand, ensuring that the natural wealth of our communities, our states, our country, and the world are preserved, restored, and celebrated. On behalf of the National Executive Council, I would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our President of the Board of Trustees, Isioma Philip, fellow NEC members who serve passionately, consistently. This is a philanthropic job. I thank you all for your service, for your dedication. Please can we give them a round? Thank you so much. I'd like to say a big thank you to our indefatigable team. Thank you very much, and the entire management of NCF for your hard work and in keeping the flag flying in the conservation space. Our corporate partners, particularly Chevron Nigeria Limited, I'd like to say a big thank you to Chevron, who have consistently, over the last 42 years, held our hands, provided funding, provided support. Chevron, we appreciate you so much. We thank you. Can you please see Chevron without our hands? To be recognized by the Chevron. Thank you so much for all that you do to ensure that this conservation efforts continues. All other corporate partners, we thank you very much for your support. We thank our fellows, our life fellows, our fellows, every individual member of NCF. We thank you all for partnering with us to achieve this mission. Your support and dedication are the pillars upon which our achievements rest. Together we can, and we will, build a greener, healthier, and more sustainable world. Thank you all very much for listening. Thank you very much once again. So I'll call on the Director General, Dr. Joseph Onoja, to present his report.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I stand on all the existing protocol and as free my speech. The report of the Director General, of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. It is with deep gratitude and a strong sense of purpose that I present this report at the 36th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. The year 2024 has been a landmark chapter in our journey, a year in which we boldly advanced the goals of our strategic action plan of 2021 to 2025 by the same way, delivering high-impact programs that continue to position NCF as Nigeria's foremost advocate for nature conservation and environmental sustainability. A defining highlight of the year was the remarkable progress we made under our flagship project of the Green Recovery Nigeria Initiative. This national movement aimed at restoring Nigeria's forest cover to 25% by 2047 continues to gain momentum. In 2024 alone, as stated by the chairman, 184,000 trees were planted, and we're not planting them, not just planting them, but we're growing them, because we want a situation whereby down the line, when we look back, we'll be able to see that we have these trees growing. And these were planted across ecological related areas, just like Yobe states, fighting and combating deserts, in Cross River states, looking at mangrove restoration, in Anambra, in Abuja, in Lagos, and other parts of Nigeria. And let me take this time to pause and commend the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the person of Alhaji Shetima, who was in Ethiopia earlier this year. And he made a commitment that Nigeria is willing to plant 2 billion trees. What we want to say is that NCF is ready to partner with the federal government to push this forward. Because we have tested it, we have the experience to be able to push this forward. So we are a willing partner to be able to ensure that Nigeria's progress in terms of tree growing and restoring our degraded landscape is achieved. And NCF is willing and ever ready to be able to push this forward. In Yobe State, the Majakura Community Borehole Project stands as a beacon of integrated environmental and social impact, delivering life-saving access to water for over 500 households, while securing the survival of our tree planting efforts in a semi-arid landscape. These efforts represent more than forest restoration. They signify our commitment to ecosystem restoration, climate adaptation, and community empowerment. Through the Green Recovery Nigeria program, we supported community-led nurseries, introduced nature-based value chains, promoted non-timber forest enterprise, and strengthened forest governance through advocacy and stakeholder engagement. This holistic approach is helping us build resilient landscape and resilient people. Our species conservation program remained a critical pillar in 2024. We deepened our intervention for endangered species, including the cross-river gorilla, the African forest elephants, the leopards, the lions, sea turtles, and vultures. A milestone achievement was our collective support for the launch of Nigeria's first ever National Elephant Action Plan, which provides a 10-year strategic framework for elephant protection and management. In parallel, we expanded our investments in research and capacity building, with funding support from our partners, the Wilder Institute, that is the Calgary Zoo in Canada. We awarded 1 PhD and 5 MSc scholarships for students on cross-river gorilla habitats at the University of Calabar, and deploying community-based monitoring tools to enhance biodiversity intelligence. In Kainji Lake National Park, where climate-induced pressure and human-wildlife conflict are increasingly acute, our intervention helped reduce illegal hunting and livestock encroachment by about 70%, alongside a 50% boost in park surveillance. We continue to use innovation, advocacy, and collaboration to secure the habitats that are critical to Nigeria's ecological future. In 2024, NCF took tall on the front lines of climate advocacy at the COP29 Climate Conference in Baku, Azerbaijan. I had the honor of championing discussions on nature-based solutions and calling for greater global climate finance for Africa. At home, we mobilized civil society through events like the Climate Caravan Walk and the also Climate Awareness Walk, shining a spotlight on climate emergencies facing Nigeria and catalyzing grassroots action. Our work continues to highlight that climate solution must be rooted in local ecosystem and driven by community communities who depend on them. At the heart of our conservation model is a firm belief in people. In 2024, we empowered over 11,000 beneficiaries and created more than 7,500 direct and indirectly real jobs across various project sites. Initiatives like livelihood and dialogue workshops or community support groups provided women, youth, and farmers with sustainable income alternatives while reducing pressure on fragile landscapes. These interventions are helping communities shift from extractive livelihoods to regenerative practices that support conservation and enhance dignity. We expanded our reach to young Nigerians by reaching 42 new conservation clubs in schools across the country. Through these clubs and our nationwide school engagement efforts, we educated thousands of students, planting the seeds of environmental consciousness and nurturing tomorrow's stewards of the planet. Our progress in 2024 was made possible through purposeful collaboration with strengthened alliances with academia, such as the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University and Taisolari University of Education, and deepened private sector engagement with partners like Chevron. We cannot control but overemphasize our partnership with Chevron, LNG, Seplat Energy, Lagos Free Zone, ATCM, NNPC, First E&P joint venture, Continental Reinsurance, First Bank, Canon Ricard, Polaris Bank, H11, Fidelity Bank, Alupa, Oyebode, Nigerian Modeling Company, NNPC Retail Limited, Q Life, Clinic, FCNB, Union Bank, Total Energies, and so on. Projects like ALEC project in Bayelsa State focus on afforestation and livelihood enhancement and carbon sequestration, exemplifying the power of cross-sector partnerships to deliver real, scalable impacts. We recognize the persistent threats of illegal logging, habitat degradation, intensifying effects of climate change. Yet, these challenges only reinforce our resolve. In 2024, we expanded our use of technology for conservation monitoring, reinforcing our monitoring and evaluation frameworks, and increased our advocacy for stronger environmental policy reforms at state and national levels. As we look ahead, as we move towards the conclusion of our current strategic action plan, we remain steadfast in our mission. Our priorities in the year ahead include expanding landscape restoration and forest cover across Nigeria as charged by the President. We're going to be deepening species conservation and habitat protection. We're going to be scaling climate resilience and adaptation strategies, empowering communities and green enterprises, investing in the next generation of conservation leaders. We will also continue to strengthen internal systems, nurture innovation, and forge enduring partnerships to deliver sustainable, inclusive, and nature-positive development outcomes. On behalf of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, I wish to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Board of Trustees, who have always been our backbone and supporting us, and the National Executive Council, who are never tired of supporting us in everything that we do at the Secretariat. The management staff, the management team, our very untiring staff, some are currently in the field every part of the country at this time. Some are in the Niger Delta, some are in the north, all doing conservation work and pushing our strategies and our objectives ahead. We want to thank you very much for all that we do. And as we continue to, and your commitment, your passion, and collaboration continue to power our mission. As we reflect on these strides we have made, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to nature, to our communities, and to the future of our nation. Together we will restore, we will preserve, and we will celebrate the natural heritage of Nigeria for generations to come. Thank you very much for your audience.
Thank you very much indeed, DG, for that report. Thank you. I'll now call upon the auditors, Messrs. Deloitte, to read the report of the annual report and financial statements for the year ended 31st of December 2024. The auditors, please.
Chair, standing on the existing protocol, good afternoon everyone. Independent auditors reports, reports of the audit of the financial statement of Nigeria Conservation Foundation. We have audited the financial statements of Nigerian Conservation Foundation set out on pages 4 to 42 of the signed financials, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 31st of December 2024, the statement of income and expenditure and other comprehensive income, the statement of changes in members' fund, and the statement of cash flows for the year then ended. The notes to the financial statements, including the summary of material accounting policy information. In our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of Nigerian Conservation Foundation as at 31st December 2024 and its financial performance and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with IFRS accounting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standards Board, the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020 and Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, Amendment Act 2024. Basis of opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with the international standards on auditing, ISAS. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements section of our report. We are independent of the company in accordance with the requirements of the International Ethics Standard Board for Accountant, ISEBA. International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, including International Independence Standard, IESBA Code, and other independence requirements applicable to performing audits of the financial statements in Nigeria. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with the IESBA Code and other ethical requirements that are relevant to our audits of financial statements in Nigeria. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. I will be reading a brief of these financials, and that takes us to the last page, which is on page 69. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the 5th Schedule of Companies and Allied Matters Act, we expressly state that 1. We have obtained all the information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, we are necessary for the purpose of our audit. 2. The company has, the foundation rather, has kept proper books of account so far as appears from our examination of those books, and the foundation's financial position and its statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of the accounts and returns signed by Chisoba FCA on behalf of Deloitte and Chartered Accountant, dated 3rd of July, 2025. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you to our auditors. Thank you. I'm happy you corrected the reference to company so that we don't fall into tax obligations. Thank you very much for that. I'd like to thank, before I ask for questions and comments, to thank our auditors. The audit exercise this year was very smooth. Last year we had a lot of hiccups, and if you recollect, our AGM was held much later last year because of the delay we had with the audit. So we thank you for the smooth conduct of the exercise this year. And we also thank our team, headed by Mr. Olaide Ali, our Director of Finance, I think that's the position, Finance, and the finance team. And the chairman of the finance committee, who is seated to my left here, our trustee, Ms. Sonari Duke, for all the hard work, and our honorary treasurer, Mr. Femi Agbaje, who has done so much to ensure that financial health and our reporting has improved drastically. So we thank all of you for all the work that you have done. So I now call on members for questions, comments on the accounts. I welcome Ms. Rabi Ismail, one of the NEC members who just came in. You're welcome. Thank you for making it. Thank you. So questions, please raise your hand, and the mic will be brought to you. There's a hand up there. Okay. Please state your name and your organization before you make your comment or ask your question. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, I'm Dr. Israel Okechukwu, a lecturer at the University of Lagos, Department of Estate Management. I've looked at the accounts as an estate valuer, so I wanted to ask whether the assets were valued, that you have current valuation of the assets from valuers, or is it historical cost that you used?
Thank you for that question and for the concern. A very valid point. The answer will come. Mr. Majekutumi had his hand up. We already introduced you by mentioning your name.
Thank you very much. If you don't mind, it's not a question on the accounts. It's just, well, first of all, to express delight for so many young people to be here. But it's also in reference to what the DG had said. And he had referred that NCF was playing a very powerful, vital role at the last conference of the parties, where they emphasized natural solutions. And on top of that, we've just heard that the Vice President has promised that we're going to have 2 billion trees planted. So my question to the DG, or to NCF generally, is there any way of ensuring that this will not just be a because it needs to be done. You know, these trees are going to be planted to help to solve the biggest problem humanity has ever faced, which NCF has been forging ahead for many, many years to pioneer the solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think Mr. Majekutumi has also reminded me that the comments should be on all the reports, not just the financials. So if you have any comments on any of the presentations, we have somebody saying there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, everyone. I was hesitant raising my hands when you initially said financial reports. I'm Dr. Mrs. Fasuma Olaleru from the Department of Zoology, University of Lagos. I'm looking at the reports and the issue of tree planting. I'm interested because I want to know if these trees are indigenous trees or what kind of species of trees. And then if they are they economical? Because from experience or what I've observed, when you talk of deforestation, people are cutting down economic trees or to give them timber. But there are other trees that have economic values which they don't cut. People hardly cut Azaradicta tree. They hardly cut trees like shea butter tree. They hardly cut trees like locust beans tree, baobab tree. They don't cut it. So are these what we are trying to regreen our environment with? And then secondly, I'm interested in knowing, is NCF having our own seedling base or are they partnering with other institutions in doing this? And then is it only trees? What about some of our at-risk species that we are all aware of, that the sea turtle that is close by us here, especially in Lagos, that people have been making noise about, and things that we can also leverage on and join and partner with. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for those very important comments. Did you respond? Any more questions? Comments? Thank you. So I think the answers will be, the first one will be handled by the auditors on the assets, and then we'll hand over to the DG. So can you please let the auditors have the microphone, please? Dr. Israel Okechukwu's question about valuation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So on the valuation, yes, they actually made use of a valuer, but the foundation this year recorded the PPE at cost, which they plan to do using fair valuation by next year. So you can either recognize at cost or at fair value. So, but that doesn't mean that if you have evaluation done that you cannot disclose and still recognize at cost. I don't know if that has answered your question.
Thank you very much. I think that answers the question. So over to you, DG. So we have the question about the pronouncement and the assurance of the federal government through the Vice President, and then the tree planting question.
So NCL's strong advocacy allows us to hold our policymakers to account. And when we heard that pronouncement, we were very excited because we are already working out modalities to engage the Vice President's office. And which better organization to be able to do that apart from NCL because of what we have shown. And then we want to show them there's no point reinventing the wheel. We have already done this, we've been doing it for years. We can partner to be able to make that happen because we've been doing it, mobilizing funds from private sector and so on, and even from international donors, helping the government fulfill its responsibility, what it pledged to. Because even before this pledge, the government pledged what we call the bond challenge, where Nigeria is supposed to restore 100 million hectares of degraded landscape, and then promising 2 billion trees. I mean, what better way to make that happen? And what we want to show them is the fact that through this, we can provide jobs, what we call green jobs. To answer Dr. Olaleru's question also, is the fact that when we go to communities, we work with the locals. First of all, we do a needs assessment. We try to know what species they had before and they want them to come back. Because we want to plant the right species at the right places at the right time and in the right quantity. Because it's not every green that is green. It's not every green that is green. I want to emphasize that because we are talking about habitat and ecological system restoration. So we are going to restore what was there. So we work with them to be able to restore that. And you are correct when you mentioned about the economic trees. For instance, the ogbono, which is called the bush mango and so on. The shea butter, Vitellaria paradoxa, and all of that. We do that with them because, for instance, we will not take shea butter from the north and start planting them in the south. So we do that ecological mapping and zoning, and then empower these local communities. We teach them how to pick these seedlings and how to raise them, and then they raise the nursery and we pay them to plant it. So that is the value chain we are creating as well, creating green jobs in that regards and making sure that happens to be able to answer your question. And in planting them, going to your question, so that it not be an audio thing. And that is why we have a strong M&E system in place. The national coordinator of the Green Recovery Nigeria, Ms. Olake Salau, is sitting at the back there, who has been, trying to ensure that everything is done. She's even gotten some of our partners to be able to have a technology to be able to monitor each tree that we plant. You can use remote sensing to be able to see the health of each tree that we are planting. We have gone to that level to ensure that we are not just planting, but we are growing trees. Just to dovetail from answering from Mr. Majepodomi's question and answering your own as well. So we looked at all of these species that we have, and they are all indigenous. They are all indigenous. Let me emphasize that they are all indigenous. And even the indigenous, we plant them where they are supposed to be because we go to the level of the micro habitat to be able to ensure that whatever we plant is what is supposed to be. And you talked about the sea turtle, other species like the sea turtle, the vultures, the vultures, pangolins, and so on. Yeah, so for the sea turtles, we have been partnering with other like minds along the Lagos coastline, and especially the Lagos Free Zone. So we are partnering with them. We are trying to create a sanctuary for sea turtles in Lekki, so that our sea turtles, working with the communities there, so that we will be able to encourage them not to hunt these sea turtles, because of the 7 species of sea turtles, we have 5 that come into Nigeria's beach and Nigeria's water. So we want to encourage that when they see these sea turtles, we have scouts as well. When they see these sea turtles, they don't kill them, because when they come to lay eggs. But the process of laying eggs, they are caught and slaughtered. So we try to work with them, and we have our species lead, Dr. Stella Egbe, who is leading in that project, working with the communities, not just along the Lagos coastline, but also in the Niger Delta, in Bayelsa, and in Riverside, and even on Bonny Island as well. We have all of those ongoing. I want to expand more because it's our coastline. 853 kilometers of our coastline where all the sea turtles normally come, and then we have to find those sanctuaries in different places to ensure that we protect them. Talking about vultures, we are also partnering with, in fact, the CITES Secretariat partnered with us to organize a workshop. Just, I think last week, we had a workshop with traditional healers, where we are trying to look for innovative ways to protect our vultures. Why not look for, we agree with them that the vulture species are declining, and they use vultures as their raw material in their concoction. So, and it's no longer available, so why not look for alternatives? So we're trying to get, we got them to develop plant alternatives, and not just the plants that they will start harvesting them, and those plants also will be endangered, but the plants that are readily available as well. So that's the kind of thing that we do. Work with them to be able to provide solutions. We co-create with them to provide those solutions with sea turtles, and I mean for vultures. And then for pangolins, we have our reserve here where some pangolins that were confiscated from hunters have been released in our reserves, and we continue to create awareness on the importance of pangolins, because we try to let people know they are also called scaly ant eaters. What people don't realize sometimes is that nature has put all of these species for the enjoyment of humans. If we don't have pangolins, because it's been shown that a pangolin can consume over 70 million ants and termites in a year. Imagine unleashing 70 million ants and termites on human population. They will eat up everything and will not be able to stay where we are. So nature has put all of these things in place to be able to control the population of these pests, which will have been a serious pest to us as humans. We are the top of the ecosystem, of the food chain. By the time the web or the structure collapses, we are going to fall from that height, and the fall will be very big, just like Humpty Dumpty. I don't want that to happen to us, because we will scatter. So that is what we continue to help people to know, that the well-being of nature is our own well-being as well. So we all have the responsibility to take care of nature. I think these are the questions that were asked, and Madam Chair, I hand over.
Thank you very much indeed. I think we should give him a round of applause. In fact, it's interesting that you gave us that exposition. I was thinking as I sat here that every year we should charge ourselves on some kind of exposition. We shouldn't just come to the AGM. We should be more enriched at the end of each AGM on conservation issues. And we should have a takeaway on a target of something that we need to do, or we promise ourselves we commit to do before the AGM the next year. And then we report back on what we were able to do. So thank you very much for that. So if there are no other questions or comments, do we have another hand up? Oh, yes. So we'll just take last two questions so that we can save time. Okay, we have a hand up here and one there. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll add you. So 3. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Standing on all existing protocols. I'm a student of. My name is Irewale Akinelajo. I'm a student of Nigerian Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research. And speaking of nature in general, I've been hearing about planting trees and preserving animals. There's nothing about the ocean bodies, and we have a lot of pollutions around. So, is there anything they can do about that? So?
Thank you very much for giving me the microphone. I didn't want to speak because two people from my institution had already spoken. I'm from the University of Lagos, Dr. Charlotte Ndiribe. I couldn't help but ask for the mic because the statement I made exactly yesterday in class was what you just made, that we are top predators, and it doesn't mean that we are safe. Yes, we are top predators, but we may have problems if we're not careful. So I just wanted to say something. There is no problem in singing NCF. Nobody does that. Over the years, I have thought of it that maybe we should praise sing what we do. We make a lot of efforts to keep Nigeria intact, but it only comes from when we say what we are doing to the public. I think there should be a better way to, do that. Then I was waiting patiently for the Eco Vibes to be mentioned, which is a podcast that youth here and so on would love to hear about and follow. So those are just my 2 comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And then the gentleman in the white t-shirt behind the council members.
Thank you very much. My name is Philip Makati. I work in V-Care for Development Foundation, but I'm an environmentalist by marriage. My wife actually is so passionate, yes. So I've been practicing a whole lot of conservation practices, both at home and in the community. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. My first question goes to Mr. DG. You mentioned you have a very capable M&A person. Is there any dashboard existing that showcases number of trees that we could seamlessly access and then track our own trees when we plant? That's one. Secondly, I want to second the question from that gentleman over there, talking about the ocean body. What is actually being done to clean up this body, especially when it comes to plastic waste? And you know it's intertwined. When there's plastic, so many organisms, ocean animals get killed along the way. I had one more question. Yes. Talking about trying to showcase what you do, you are doing a whole lot. How can this get to the end users to make people participate more in this? That's localized what you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to all of you for all your comments, particularly Mr. Makapi, who is a conservationist by marriage. As a new one, thank you. Over to you, DG, quickly.
Before I go on, it's the temptation to think that, DG is answering all the questions. It's for want of time. I would have given everybody handling every of these aspects to be able to answer it, and they will answer it beautifully. So please, I want to recognize every staff of NCF seated here. Please, can you stand up? Please, can you stand up, please? All of you seated here, please, can you stand up? And those in the field as well. So we are at the secretariat, including the director of business development and communications, who is the brain behind the Eco Vibes. Let me start with that as well. Yes, let me start with that. The Niger Eco Vibes, one vibe at a time, right? Yeah, you may be seated, please. Thank you very much. Securing one vibes. Okay, sustaining one vibe, sustaining nature, one vibe at a time. I happen to, it's part of what we're trying to do, to create awareness about NCF and also catch the young people so that we'll be able to, get involved in what we are doing, so that they'll see value in what we are doing as well. And you don't be surprised, you may be called upon to come and share your experience as a passionate young person in the environment space, so that you'll be able to speak to your generation. There are a lot of things that, I'm not Gen Z, so there are a lot of things that you may say to your fellow colleagues, and they will be able to listen to and understand. So we are trying to push that and ensuring that we move that. So you will continue to see NCF more and more in the face of people as we create more awareness. And not just because of we want people to know what we are doing, but want everybody to get involved, because it's all our business. NCF is doing it on behalf of everybody, but want everybody to get involved. Our president has charged us that NCF should be a mass membership organization. Millions of members. So everyone should get involved. So if you are in this room and you are not an individual member of NCF, even if your organization, your school is a member of NCF, please get involved, because we need volunteers as well to be able to make that happen. And madam, we cannot continue to overemphasize the fact that we are the most vulnerable when it comes to living on earth, because we do not have the force that the animals have. We don't have feathers. Anytime it rains, they just cover themselves, and the rain doesn't get anywhere close to their skin. But we are very bare on our skin. We don't have claws, we don't have sharp teeth, we don't have canine. It's very short. So we cannot survive ordinarily. It's our intelligence that's making us survive.
So when we think that we are the most special, we are the top predators, we are just one step away from being very, very vulnerable, because these animals will be able to take care of themselves. And that is why I always say that the environment does not need man. It is man that needs the environment. And if we don't protect Mother Nature will protect herself, but she will do it at our detriment, and we don't want that to happen. So it's our responsibility to take care of Mother Nature, so that Mother Nature will take care of us eventually and in turn. Talking about the ocean, there are a lot of things happening in the ocean, and actually there are much more species and much diversity in the ocean than even on land. But because the ocean is this mysterious place that people hardly go into, it's kind of overlooked. And our advocacy have been pushing for us to have, even at least, let's start with a marine protected area in Nigeria. We do not have any of those yet. And we're trying to push to ensure that we look at our oceans as well. Even though for us to be able to do any significant research, there's so much funds required to be able to get vessels and go out there and things like that. But at least let us start with at least our shorelines, some nautical miles away from land, so I'll be able to protect our coastal areas. And that's why we're starting with our mangrove restoration and so on. But there's so much that we can do, and we are pushing. The newly established Marine and Blue Economy Ministry, we are working with them to see how we can bring that on board, so that it not be that the marine and blue economy is not just about transportation, water transportation is much more than that. We are trying to ensure that biodiversity is also embedded in that, and working with the National Park Service, we want to see how we can make sure that happens, and we'll be able to work with that. So it's work in progress, and we're still moving on. It's not lost on us in that regard. And then plastic pollution, and that is why in our new strategic action plan, combating plastic pollution is one of our strategic pillars, where we want to really emphasize to see how we can stop that, especially single-use plastics, because eventually it starts from land before it ends up in the ocean, and then fish continue to nibble on these plastics, turning them into microplastics, is embedded in their tissue, and these fish end up on our plates, which eventually comes back to us. Re-emphasizing the fact that we are at the receiving end at the end of the day, and that's why we all need to get involved and be and get concerned about it. And talking about the M&E and the dashboard, yes, that is very germane concern. We are working on a dashboard. We tried one, we tried to launch it, but it has not worked yet. But we are gathering all our data, and that is where we are starting with. Building capacity on how we are going to use remote sensor to geotag each tree that we are planting. These are the data that we'll be able to use to feed into our dashboard, which is the general thing that we are doing as an organization to strengthen our technological backbone. So that, because that is going to ride on our technology. So we are working on that as an organization, and it feeds into our strategic action plan that we are developing. So we are hoping that by this year, early next year, we should be able to see something robust. And we are open as well. If you have the expertise as members, you want to support us to ensure that we have even a stronger M&E unit in the organization, we are open to such collaboration. So I want to thank you very much, and I hope that we'll continue to push and until victory is won. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much indeed, DG, for that. Thank you. There is a lot of work to do, and NCF is doing a lot, and like you all said, the advocacy needs to be enhanced. Thank you, DG, and the entire team, to all the staff. So at this juncture, we'll move ahead, and I'll call on someone who will please move the motion that we accept the audited financial statements and the auditor's report for the year ended 31st December 2024. This is the first item on the agenda for the AGM. We have somebody moving already somewhere. One of our birds. So can someone please indicate? Move the motion to accept the report and the audited financial statements. Anyone?
There's somebody online.
Somebody online?
Yes,
thank you. Who is it? Can you identify the person by name?
okay, he's a life fellow.
Mr. Alberto Osuji.
Mr. Alberto Usuji, we can hear you. If you can hear us, please unmute so that you can move the motion. Thank you for your participation.
Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Alberto Osuji, and I hereby move the motion for the report to be adopted. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Osuji. Thank you. Can we have someone second the motion that we accept the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024? Yes, sir. Please state your name.
Olakule Fafiola.
Olakule
Fafiola,
Fafiola.
a life fellow. I second the motion for the adoption of the audited report for
Thank you very much, Mr. Fafiola. Thank you. And I'll put the motion to vote. All those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it, as they say. And we clap for ourselves. Thank you. So the second formal item on the agenda is reappointment of the auditors. It's item 2 on our agenda. So in accordance with section 357, subsection 2 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 1990, the company's external, not the company, in case the taxman is listening, the organization's external auditors, Messrs. Deloitte, have indicated their willingness to continue. And we have a motion for the reappointment of the auditors of the foundation, Messrs. Deloitte. Can someone please move? We have another person online. Thank you.
Okay, please, can you unmute?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Odibeli. I'm a life member. I hereby move for the reappointment of the auditors, Mrs. Deloitte, for another year to act as external auditors of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Odibeli, did you say? Michael. Thank you. Can we have a seconder for the motion, please, of the reappointment of the auditors?
Yes, I, Dr. Israel Kichkugu, hereby second the motion. I know that Deloitte is a reputable firm. They are doing a great work. Let them continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. He seconded and made a commendation as well to the auditors. Thank you. Those in favor, say aye. Those against? The ayes have it again. Thank you very much, everyone, for that. I think we have come to the end of the formal part of the meeting. And before I make my closing remarks on behalf of our president, I would like to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for being here. At the end of the meeting, we'll take photographs with the members of the National Executive Council, and then we'll take it in groups, members of the various institutes that are here, fellows, first, and then the various organizations that are here, and of course our youth. We'll try and make it snappy so that we don't take too much time. But before we close, we had, earlier we were introduced to our 8-year-old member, who is our superstar, who's going to make a recite, is it a poem or a song? So please come out. Can we give our encourager?
Everyone, make way for the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, a champion in eco-preservation. The Nigerian Institute of Journalism tagging along to ensure the world is in a safe place. Let everyone join in this fight for nature. Conservation is all right, as we must treat Mother Earth right. Thank you. My name is Onyechi Oligo, young ambassador of EcoZone.
Fantastic.
My name is Onyechi Olibo, young ambassador of EcoZone.
So that was truly wonderful. Give her another round of applause, please. And her proud father who's here with her. We give him a round of applause as well. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. So once again, I would like to say a big thank you to each and every one of us for being here. I thank especially our online participants. We appear to have a lot of online participants. Yes. I know the age of online participation in meetings is where we are. So I commend each and every one of us for being here, in spite of that, in spite of the allure of joining online and just going through the Lagos traffic to be here. It's a testament of your commitment to conservation, and we appreciate you all greatly for being here. I'd like to thank especially our trustees, ably represented here by Mrs. Onari Duke. Thank you very much for your support. All National Executive Council members who are here and those who are joining us online. Most of those who are joining us online are actually not in Lagos. That's why they're not here physically. I'd like to thank all our life fellows, all our members, all our partners, our Director General and all our staff, all the various organizations that are here, all the students who are here from different institutions. Thank you for being here and for being part of the conservation journey. I'd like to thank members of the press and all those who have worked assiduously to ensure our auditors. How can I not thank our auditors? Without you, we would not even get the partners that we have, because it all depends on our financial status and the fact that they are able to see our accounts, and it shows that we are operating the way we should, and our auditors are reputable. So we thank you very much for your work and for lending credibility to what we do in NCF. I thank all members of the press and all distinguished ladies and gentlemen who have worked to ensure that this AGM came to fruition. Thank you very much indeed. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and members of the National Executive Council, I would like to bring the 36th Annual General Meeting of Nigerian Conservation Foundation to a close. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. So let's take our pictures quickly so that we can. We'll start off with the NEC members, please.
I rock your body to the early morning. Don't stop, I need to know what you did. Oh, you send me a look again. Shabali don't know the day. My nest are not the day. I need to know what you did, yo. Send me a look again. Shabali don't know the day. My nest are not the day. Talk to my leader. Oh, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency. Shocking, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency. I'm not gonna be my bonoko. Mommy not gonna catch a cafe. I'm in purple, catch me now, send Coco. She might get me, I will let him back me. Your body 10 over 10. I cannot touch that, I cannot touch that. It's so girl, your waist. I cannot match that, I cannot match that. Face God can never decline. I cannot touch that. From my mind, straight to Sunday. I go put you for emergency. Oh, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency. Shorty, excellent, excellent, oh, excellent. Excellent. You go put me for emergency. Girl, I need you. You make a man feel in you. All I want is you. Oh, you tell me what I know feed do. I think I you. Whatever you want, I could give you. Oh, my baby boo. 247, girl, I'm ready. Body set it. Got on my shit for my baby. Wanna do many things very crazy. But she telling me, say she be Jency. She working Fendi. Pull up in a Benz. Bum they offend me when she bend it. You go put me for emergency. on the phones, on false glory for me. Feels like I know it's wrong. You show me all melodies. Pushing the limits, baby, I'm pushing the bends. And I cannot rush greatness, cause I listen to sense. When my emotions repair, I don't think they will understand the type of person that I am, the type of person that I am.
Why you go to pose with the ganja? When they bring the smoke, you sit on the boo. But they know we have to be found. Now wish I could afford a rollie. Drive around and fuck the police. But my mom depending on me, on me, on me. Turn up that body for me cause I can't shout it. If it gon' happen to me then I can't fight it. And I think I'ma know and it feels right. Yeah, I'm ready, hold up. And I'm not ready to be anyone shot. Want me to be about it. I wasn't alone when I was running. Back when I was new and up and coming. Back when my mama used to tell me was, baby, don't forget from where you coming. I cannot forget I crossed my heart and hope to die. I cannot forget I wrote the initials on my body. More than loud and clear, I wanted more than everybody. But I can't stop wishing, no, I wish I had that road. I wish I could afford a rollie.
Nigerian Institute of Journalism. Fast, please. Please, let's be fast. Others are waiting. Some people can come up. Your friend will share with you. Somebody is here. They will share with you. Okay. Nigerian Institute of Oceanography and Marine Research. Fast, please.
Wait till this up, I'm on Sati video, what they involve. Leave church, carry the money come. Jerry, what's up, who me?
Trust me. Your face got dangerous, yeah. Your fine ways can get enough. Your beauty they go up, I get around. Baby, if I got you, not that enough. What's your number? I'm adventurous, but before that, I'm verticals. Baby, don't you stay with any man when I go fi treat you better, oh. Cause you deserve a princess treatment, oh. You're a queen and more. As I dey see you so, enter my bank where you no go. Horrible like Bashandi, girl, you glow. You're a queen and more. As I dey see you so,
Living Green Club for Atlantic University. Yeah, you, Living Green Club. Living Green Club for Atlantic University, PAU.
How was you molly me, Mongara? Beauty and aura, just super power. So when I'm low, will you be my charger? And you don't need no makeup. up on you, girl. You be natural beauty, lama. Sure you know,
After that, all the UNILAG students from the different departments present. UNILAG. University of Lagos. UNILAG. UNILAG, all of them come. So, all the UNILAG. All the UNILAG. Okay, sorry, let's do it urban and regional planning. Fast, please.
You're a queen and more. As I just see you so, enter my bank when you know go, I get
Special commendation to UNILAG. They always come to attend our programs in their numbers. We have 3 different departments from UNILAG today. Okay, so after urban and rural and then zoology department, zoology. Please fast. Can come to the back. Zoology.
Shoot up on you only water, cause you the teach on fire. Babe, come to my lover. Don't me no other. Babe, I need holy water. Me too, a day on fire. In my soul, you can take it higher. For my temperature, raise it higher. Better, better, better. Better, 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 better. Better, 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 better. Better, 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 better. Better, 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 better. Girl, I want to be Roma. Go lojo, go jupa, go lofa. Love the way you get on. Mama laton, baby, all over. I'm in my feelings. Strong man don't go for. I've ever seen it. Bad man don't they love. Pick 1, pick 2, last cat, check up. Calm down, make me love up. What's up? Tell your man make it lock up, fuck up. And I go like make your pattern. What's up? Pick 1, pick 2, last cat, check up. Calm down, make me love up. What's up? Tell your man make it lock up, fuck up. And I go like make your pattern. What's up?
After that, estate management department, estate management. University of Lagos.